Hi everyone and welcome back. My name's Alison, the unknown piano and the unknown violin tutor. Today I'm going to do a piano book review for you, and the one I've chosen today is called Essential Einaudi Islands. So it's a selection of songs from Ludovico, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Einaudi's best of album, specially transcribed for solo piano. So a lot of these pieces, when I was having a look on YouTube to listen to them and that kind of thing, they are orchestrated, so there's lots of string sections and that kind of thing, but it has been developed for piano solo. So I'm just going to talk you through the book, do a nice little book review, and then I shall finish off with doing a few demos of my personal favourites so you can hear what they're going to sound like. So first of all, this book was written by Ludovico Einaudi. A lot of you probably have heard of him. Very famous Italian composer, composing this, obviously this specialising in this style of music. Inside this book contains 19 pieces. And this book retails for in America around about $15 to $20 depending on where you get it from. I'll put links of where you can buy this book directly underneath the video, so go and check there. And in the UK for anywhere around £12 to £15, again depending on where you get it from. So it sounds like quite an expensive book, however it's quite a thick book. It's at least ½ an inch thick. There's, you know, coming on for 20 pieces in here, 19, but nearly 20 pieces in here, which for a book is actually quite a lot. So you do get your money's worth, you know, with how many pieces you've got in the back of the book and everything. The style of music I would probably describe as kind of modern classical. A lot of people describe it as kind of background music, but it's just very pleasing on the ear. It's very kind of floaty music. It's really lovely music. It's really enjoyable to listen to, and it's really enjoyable to play on the piano as well. So what I like about this book, I like the fact that it's a nice big chunky book and you get 19 pieces in there, so as a pianist you're not going to get, you're not going to get bored very easily. So there's lots of choice in there, there's lots of different types of pieces. You know, you could just have hours of fun flicking through this book, so it's not like you're choosing a book with about 7 or 8 pieces in, then after, you know, you're just going to get so bored so quickly. But there's nearly 20 in here, so by the time you sit down and practice or have a little look through the book, you probably won't even get through all 20 of them. You know, you'd be surprised how time would fly playing these. To say the level of this, some of these are, I'd say, in the UK we have a graded system, so we go from grades 1 to grade 8, so grade 1 being the first grade that you would attempt to do after you've just kind of learned the basics and everything. Grade 8 is kind of, that's it, you sort of know everything kind of thing, nothing more to learn, so to speak. We then have diplomas that you can go on and obviously develop further from there, but suffice to say that grade 8 would kind of be the end of your kind of learning, so to speak. So I'd probably put this at around a grade 3 or around about a level 3. So I'd say it would be suitable for a beginner, but not a beginner. I'd say kind of a more advanced beginner, if that makes sense. And obviously upwards. I'd say if you were an intermediate player, you'd probably be able to get the hang of this pretty can Having said that, there are some of these pieces in here which are they're beasts to play. Some of them I've been looking through them, and you know, I've had to kind of, admittedly, I've had to kind of just take a second look at them, just for some of the rhythms. Some of the rhythms can just be a little bit complicated to start with, but once you count them out and once you work them out and everything, they're absolutely fine. But I must admit, just looking at them initially from a sight read point of view, some of the rhythms can be a little bit strange, but they're difficult, but they're simple, if that sort of makes sense. Once you work them out, you've got the counting and you know what's coming where, then they're easy enough to do, but just as a first glance, I mean. So some of the pieces are probably about an intermediate, so about a grade 5. Others probably start from grade 3 or level 3 and up. So I've gone ahead and I've gone through and chosen 4 of my favourites, which I'm just going to play short snippets to you now. I'm not going to play the whole pieces, I'm not going to play the whole of the pieces through, otherwise this video would just be far too long. But I'm just going to dip in and out and show you little snippets. I've played the whole of this book. Some pieces I don't like. It really does depend if you like this sort of music or not. If you like this kind of music, then you know this is going to be right up your street. If you don't like this kind of music, then obviously this book just isn't going to be for you. So you really do have to I suppose the only bad thing about this book is that you do have to be into this kind of music, and just be under no illusion that there's going to be nothing else in this book apart from this. So even though it is a variety of pieces within the book, it's the book is still basically all the same. So all of the pieces are the same. So I guess my only criticism is that they are mostly all of the same. But then that's exactly how they're written, aren't they? So you wouldn't expect anything less. So the first one I'm going to play to you is the classic, the old classic that everybody knows, I, Giorni, and of course I had to play that one to you. So I hope you enjoy the demonstrations.